Hi friends, welcome back to our channel Total QA. In our channel today we are going to discuss about a very important real-time scenario. How are we going to enter alphanumeric password? So whenever we say password, the password is having some rules. So let's discuss about these rules. If we access this website, this google.com website, it's mainly useful for us to sign up to the website. It's already opened in the new tab. If you look at this URL, it is helping us to create a new Google account. If you scroll down and see the rules for entering password, we have to use 8 or more characters with a mix of letters, numbers and symbols. I mean special characters, mainly hash or percentage or not, any special characters we can use. So if you want to generate this kind of passwords, how are we going to generate in Java? And also how are we going to enter the text in the text box using Selenium? So we're going to learn first thing, how are we going to write the logic in Java? Are there any predefined classes, methods which helps us to achieve to generate 8 characters and numbers and special characters? Okay, so let's look into the documentation part first. So first thing, what is alphanumeric? An alphanumeric is a combination of characters and numbers. The combination of characters, numbers, special characters are mainly useful to generate a strong password, right? If you just enter a characters, that would not be sufficient. We should enter the combination of numbers, special characters and the characters for a strong password. So to enter this password, first we need to understand ASCII characters. If you want to enter this password manually, we don't need to understand about ASCII characters, but right now we are talking about how are we going to automate this process. If you want to automate, we should write a logic. So to write the logic, first thing we have to have an idea about ASCII characters. If you refer to the ASCII characters, the link I mentioned here, there's an ASCII table which is available. This ASCII table will give you information about a decimal number for each and every character. It means if you look into the chart below, A to Z, if I am using capital A to capital Z, the decimal numbers are 65 to 90. And if I want to use lowercase characters, the decimal number is 97 to 122. If I'm going to use special characters, suppose if I want to use not, double equal to or hash, dollar, percentage, so on, if I want to use these special characters, the decimal number range is 33 to 47. So we should have an idea about the representation of the decimal numbers for each and every character. If this information is available, we can go ahead and write the program. And in Java, there is a class which is available called random class, which helps us to generate a random number. So what are we trying to do now? What is our objective right now? Our objective is now to generate a random number and convert into corresponding characters. Means if I want to generate a random number within the range, say 65 to 90, I get say 70. I will convert that 70, the decimal number, into a character. So we are converting a decimal number into a character. But how are we going to get the decimal number? By generating a random number within the specified range. The range is 65 to 90 for uppercase characters. The range for lowercase characters is 97 to 122. The range for special characters is 33 to 47. So our objective is to generate a random number which is a decimal number within the range. Then we use a char to convert into a character and we try to concatenate to get a specified password which will be helpful for us to create a Google account. Let's look into the logic now. So I have created the logic already. I keep it ready because so that it will be easy for us to understand as well. What I have done, I have created 3 methods. One method mainly for generating special characters, one method which will help us to generate a string, one method which will help us to generate numbers, because if you look into the Google password, they're expecting us to enter 8 or more characters, combination of numbers, special characters and characters. Suppose for example, I wanted to generate special characters, which are 2 special characters I want to generate. What will happen? I will just call this method with information as, say, suppose for example, here I'm calling as 1. Let's take 1 into consideration. I'm calling this method in the main method for understanding. I'm calling this method with 1 as a number of special characters, and what I do now, the boundary is 1 now. I store in integer, the boundary is 1, and this for loop will execute based upon the number of characters we need. Suppose I need 3 special characters, this for loop will execute 3 times. So what we do now, as I mentioned in the notepad, I mentioned the special characters range is 33 to 47. So I'll take 33 is a lower limit and 47 is my upper limit. So within the range, I will generate a random number right now. This is what I do. 33 plus random dot next int of 14. Why 14? 33 minus 47 is 14. So 33 plus the difference we should mention here, random dot next int of 14. What is advantage? When you mention random dot next int here 14, you get any random digit from 0 to 14 inclusive of 0 but exclusive of 14. 0 to 14 means you get either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any number you can get it. So 33 plus 2, 35. 35 will be converted into a character. What is the 35 character here? If you look into this, this is 33, 34, 35. 35 is hash. So it becomes a hash. So the advantage here is you have to take the lower limit plus the difference. We have to take a random dot next int, which will give you the random digit for the specified difference number we are going to provide. That we are going to convert into a character, and that character we're appending to a string, and I'm even printing that get random special characters method returning this string, and we will return this as a string here. So the logic is very simple. We need to understand the ASCII table. We need to understand the range, the lower limit plus the difference between the lower limit and the upper limit. We should take the random integers. And also this random class, if you look into this random class is available in the java.util. We also know so many classes which are available in util, mainly hash map or any map related classes or list related classes or set related classes. Similarly, and random is also one of the class which is available in the java.util. Now let's look into the random string. The concept is string. When I say random string, I will mention number of characters. I'll mention the number of characters. Suppose for example, I need 8 characters. So the for loop will be executed for 8 times. But what will happen? Let's look into the documentation. For the lowercase characters, the starting limit is 97. So our logic will be 97 plus random dot next int. 97 minus 122, it is 26. So this is our logic. This entire thing we will convert into the output will be converted into a char. Right? So what happens? Suppose 97 plus 2, 3, 4, 5. This will give any number from 0 to 26. Okay, that will be added to 97. That will be converted into a character. That will be added to a string. Finally, that string will be returned by this method. The same concept is applicable for the digits as well. If we look into digits now, same concept. Suppose for example, for the digits it starts from 48 to 58. Okay, so 48 is a lower limit plus random dot next int. With 10 digits we are taking 0 to 9. So it will give any digit. That digit we will convert into a character, and that also we will convert and return it to a string. So these 3 methods I am calling in this utility class in a main method. Let's see the output. So I am calling random string with 8 characters. I am calling random numbers with 3 characters or 3 digits. Get random special characters, I need 1. So let's see what will happen now. Right? So we will do one more thing also. We will just put this information so that we know what are we getting as output by calling these methods. Okay, yes, that would be helpful for us. We just put some representation to understand what do we get as a response for these three methods, right? Let's try to execute this now. Right click, run as Java application. So what do we get? We got 8 characters, we got 3 digits, and then we got 1 special character. And same can be verified. I can change it accordingly as per my requirement. I can change it. Suppose for example I want 6 characters, 2 digits, and I want 3 special characters. Let's try to execute the same again. Save it and again run it here. We get to know 6 characters, 1 2 3 4 5 6 characters we got, 2 digits we got, 3 special characters we got. It's very simple. This method can be useful for us whenever you want to generate any random numbers. It's always important for a registration page. If you take any registration page, it's always important you have to generate first name, last name, the email ID, the password, the confirm password. So all these details can be generated by calling these methods in your Selenium real-time examples. Okay, now, how do we call these methods in the test case? Let's look into that right now. If you look into the program, I have created this Selenium program right now. What I am trying to do here, I am just trying to invoke Chrome driver. I am just doing initial setup for Chrome driver, WebDriver Manager, which will be helpful for us to connect to the Chrome driver. And we say driver is equal new Chrome driver. We launch the browser. We maximize the browser. We will get the password here. This password text, we are calling utility.getRandomString because these methods which are available in utility class are static methods. I can call the methods by passing the number of digits. I pass 8, 3, 2 here. I am getting password text. This password text, I am printing it here for our information. Again, this password text I am entering for password and confirm password, and also there is a checkbox here which will help us to see the password what we entered here. It means if you go to this website, if I just say show password, what are the password we entered, we can see in the website. So the steps are also automated. I also have invoked these methods in the TestNG test case now. Let me execute this as well to get some information for us now. And this example, I will maintain this in GitHub and I'll put this link in the description of this video. Please go through this Java program and download the Java program and try to practice. It will be helpful for us to enter any characters which are helpful for us. If you look at here, we got a 8-digit special character. Suppose let me click on next. We can see whether this password is allowed or not. Let me click on next. Yes, this password is allowed. So this password is a valid password as per the rules which are provided by Google account. Suppose I remove this. I remove this here. Observe carefully. I remove this here. I just click on next. This is also allowed because it is. Let me remove this also. So we got use 8 characters means the password what we enter, it is acceptable or not. You can click on next button to understand yes, the password what we got generated is perfectly helpful for us to complete this logic. I hope this program will be very helpful for you in real time because it's very easy logic. Only thing we need to understand is what is the lower limit, what is the difference between the lower and the upper limit. That will be helpful for us to generate the random numbers, and you can call these methods as part of your Selenium logic in your project. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please subscribe and share to your friends.